Hey, what's up guys, it's Ronaldo here. So this video is going to focus on Donald Trump laying out the truth for everybody to see on his Truth Social platform and also on X. And the problem is that mainstream media is not reporting on what Donald Trump has said because it goes against what they have been saying and the narrative that they've been driving for the last 2 months. Because according to mainstream media in South Africa, the reason that the United States is acting the way they are against South Africa is because of AfriForum, Solidariteit, alternative media, Ernst Roots, Kali Kriel, myself. This is the narrative that mainstream media is driving. But when you look at what Donald Trump is saying and the video that he posted with his Truth Social post, you will clearly see that mainstream media has been blatantly lying to South Africans and to the rest of the world, because here you can clearly see that Donald Trump knows what he's talking about and he backs it up with video evidence of leaders, specifically political leaders in South Africa, making these claims. Let's have a look. So as you can see here, Donald Trump says, how could we be expected to go to South Africa for the very important G20 meeting when land confiscation and genocide is the primary topic of conversation? Now, before some people lose their minds and say there is no white genocide, there is no land confiscation, read carefully. Land confiscation and genocide is the primary topic of conversation. They are taking the land of white farmers and then killing them and their families. There has been farm murders. White people have been brutally murdered on their farms. Land grabs is something that is massive in South Africa right now. You just need to look at the recent case of what has happened in East London, where politicians are going to already stick a little flag in the ground to say this is going to be their land. All of the evidence is right there. The media refuses to report on this. Factual. The United States has held back all contributions to South Africa. Is this where we want to be for the G20? I don't think so. So that's a very bold statement from Donald Trump. And of course, mainstream media, if they decide to report on this, will focus on what is being said, specifically about genocide and land confiscation, but they won't play this video. They won't put it in context. And let's have a look at why Donald Trump is saying what he is saying.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member.
So this is out of the horse's mouth. I mean, this is out of Julius Malema's mouth, right? So how can Donald Trump be ill-informed when a member of parliament is making it very clear what their intentions are with land occupation? Can the mainstream media please explain this?
You can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
You see, so once again, listen. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. And I want to see how mainstream the reason they're so quiet is because they don't have a counter for what has been posted here. Because for so many years, the media has defended and protected Julius Malema, and here he is clearly saying, we are going to take the land. A revolution asked for violence, and of course, he's going to sing "Kill the Boer." Now, please explain to me how Donald Trump needs to be blamed for listening to what members of parliament in South Africa is saying about the state of South Africa.
Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
That was on Human Rights Day, by the way.
Yamaza.
This was another day.
Kill the poor, the farmer. the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man.
He's talking about Ethel Trollip here.
So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot,
Yeah, there we go.
kill, Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa. Shoot to kill, Yamasa. Kill the poor.
I mean, do you understand why the United States and the rest of the world has this perception of South Africa? Because members of parliament keep telling the rest of the world who and what we are. And then mainstream media comes to the defense of these individuals and make it seem like, oh, Donald Trump and the rest of the world is crazy because right now there is no confiscation of land and right now there is no genocide taking place. But what they keep on missing is the fact that Julius Malema and various other senior politicians are telling us what the intentions are, and mainstream media acts like that's not what's happening. It's just a struggle song. It's just Julius Malema. Like, it's absurd.
The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we've not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal call.
Cry babies.
Even Jacob Zuma.
Sizokushaya uzobaleka tu Sizobatula Azobaleka tu Sizobatula
We're going to shoot. Nice. They
Azobaleka
are going to run.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refuge in America.
Nice. Recent statement. So, ladies and gentlemen, when mainstream media comes out and tells you, oh, the United States is ill-informed and Donald Trump doesn't know what he's talking about, there's no genocide in South Africa, there's no land confiscation, then just understand that, well, it's because they are relying on what politicians are telling them they are planning on doing in South Africa. You've got Julius Malema that sings kill the boer, kill the farmer. You've got the ANC that is furthering the Expropriation Act, the Bella Act, the NHI Act. All of these things eventually add up, and the rest of the world is looking at this and going, something's not right. Now remember, we as South Africans are already hardened to songs like Kill the Boer. We've been hearing it for 15 years. We've been hearing that he's not calling for the slaughtering of white people, at least for now. We've heard these terrible things about white people for so many years that we don't take it seriously anymore. But for any rational person outside of South Africa, when they hear that and when they realize it comes from politicians that are currently in parliament, they take it seriously. And do you know why? Because usually what happens is when senior politicians make claims like this, eventually it ends up happening. But mainstream media in South Africa are too dumb, too ignorant, or too bought to honestly report about what will eventually happen in South Africa. So here we have Donald Trump on his own accord posting whether or not they should come to the G20, and clearly they're not interested in coming because of these type of things. And it just shows how political parties in South Africa and mainstream media in South Africa have failed South Africa in protecting us, in speaking out against these terrible things that are being said by top politicians, senior politicians in South Africa. So I really hope that for once South African media can report accurately on what is being said and just see the common sense in it all. How many times must Julius Malema sing Kill the Boer before you go, maybe there's something more to it than it just being a struggle song? When politicians are saying, we are going to take the land, believe them. Stop defending them. Stop acting like it's everybody else that's going crazy, but the politicians are legit and they don't actually mean what they say. That is why South Africa is in the state it's in. It's because media has allowed these politicians to get away with it. And the court system is just as to blame for this. Where the Constitutional Court of South Africa, that is supposed to uphold the Constitution, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of association, like your dignity to not be tainted or attacked. All of these things, like, how can the Constitutional Court look at a song like Kill the Boer and go, hey, in a constitutional democracy, that's fine. You know, it's 100% acceptable to sing a song about killing people. In a country that has got the crime rate that we do, 80 murders a day, a violent sexual crime taking place every few seconds in this country. And then our Constitutional Court goes, no, it's not worth discussing. It's just a song. That is why the rest of the world is looking at South Africa and going, you guys, there's something seriously wrong there. And I'm happy that at least the rest of the world and their media are reporting accurately on what is happening in South Africa and what ultimately will happen in South Africa if nothing is being done about what is being said right now by these politicians. So thank you once again to the presidents of other nations and mainstream media outlets of other nations that are reporting on what's happening in South Africa, because our media in South Africa is completely bought, and if you have a center right or a right-leaning opinion, then you are the devil. Not the person singing songs about killing you because of the color of your skin. No, they're an angel. They need to be protected. It's everybody else that's overreacting. You know, the citizens of this country that are saying, can we maybe not sing a song about killing people? Can we maybe not threaten private property rights? You know, because the country's going to suffer. These individuals are treated like lepers. But politicians like Julius Malema that sing songs about killing people, completely fine. They are the heroes of this struggle in 2025. You know, this white monopoly capital that so many of these politicians are using again. I mean, did we not already debunk the whole notion of white monopoly capital, that it was a well orchestrated and funded initiative by Bell Pottinger, where they were paid to come up with slogans to strengthen Jacob Zuma's appeal in South Africa, to create a villain? All of these things were already exposed. Bell Pottinger shut down. They closed down because of this, the creation of the term white monopoly capital. And everybody's acting like they don't know that the slogan was created by a lily white firm in the UK, and that eventually has gone bankrupt because of taking the money of these individuals that wanted to create this slogan. Anyway, it's just absolutely absurd. But once again, like I said, thank you to the international community and the international media for talking about what our media and our politicians in this country do not want to talk about. It's greatly appreciated. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide, because that's the only way my message gets out there. And if you enjoy and support my content, please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time even know me, but everybody see you say, Airway Massacre, Airway Massacre. You don't even know me, but everybody see you say, Airway Massacre, Airway Massacre.